Oh shit! Drop my papers. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Work Grift. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Y'all know who it is, Ken and Hotep. On this cold Wednesday morning, it's 46 degrees today and raining, but tomorrow it's supposed to be 76 degrees here, bro. This weather crazy, man. This weather crazy, but as you can see, I got again a beautiful, beautiful view, as you can see from my lunch break. Can't be mad at it. Anyway, if you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share the stream. Let people know we're live. If you're catching the replay, leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. You know what I mean? I could use the constructive criticism. And if you want to donate to the channel, $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Let's try to cut the overlords at YouTube out because they take like 30% of this shit. I mean, but if you want to send a super chat, I ain't mad at you. Feel free to send that super chat because this video, I'm pretty sure is going to get the yellow $ of sadness. So see, you got green, all right? You get a green $ if you'll go. You get a yellow $, which means like they're going to stifle you tremendously, or you get a red $, which means you ain't getting a goddamn thing. And my green $ are very few and far between here on YouTube, but I digress. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I made some fantastic pork chops for lunch today with some cauliflower rice. Your boy Cannon Hotep back on the wagon. I'm back on the wagon. I repeat, I will not go to HotepCon out of shape this year. It's just not happening. I felt like shit last year. I was bloated last year. It was just, it wasn't a good look for your boy. So I'm back on the wagon. You're going to start to see some workout videos. I'm going to probably start working out on my lunch break since the building that I work at got a gym inside of it. So once I get acclimated here, I'm going to start working out on my lunch break. We'll have these talks in between sets. I mean, one in the chat if you think that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Because, health is wealth, everybody. Health is wealth. Speaking of HotepCon, make sure y'all go to hotepnation.com and get your HotepCon tickets. Make sure you get, what's going on, Connor? Get your HotepCon tickets. Get them while they got the early bird special, guys. You don't want to miss it, man. We're going to have some special guests. We got Sonny Johnson in the building. We got Project Rook, Dr. Time tonight. Ricks is going to be in the building. You get to go shooting with your boy if you want to go shooting with me at Range 702, which is a fantastic range in Vegas. We're going to have some outings. We're going to have game night, food tasting. It's going to be fantastic. Make sure you get y'all tickets. That's hotepnation.com. Hit that HotepCon link and, come hang out with us. Come hang out with us. Anyway, so I only got 2 stories today. So the first one I was going to read from you, it says, gun ownership increasing among Black women. It says, during the pandemic, in the months that followed, we saw gun sales spike to levels we had never seen before across the U.S. We also saw a new group of gun owners emerge, Black women. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Kron 4's Raina Harvey met with a group of local women who explained why they decided gun ownership and education were no longer an option, but necessary. I hear that shit. The women came together from different walks of life and for a multitude of reasons to learn a skill many of them never imagined they would need. For many, it was the first time they'd ever held a gun. For others, it was a harsh reminder of what it means to take accountability for your own safety. This is what I'm talking about. Good, responsible, wholesome women willing to take their own safety into their own hands. That's how it should be, guys. Self accountability. Relying on nobody, not relying on the state, not relying on the police to save you. Save yourself and call an ambulance for the nigga that tried to take you out later. Anyway, Nathan Jones is the president of the Bay Area chapter of the Black Gun Owners Association. He hosted a Queens-only event aimed at creating a safe space for Black women to safely learn how to use guns in the Bay Area. He says the landscape of gun ownership looks vastly different today. He's right. He's right. He's right. Like before, they were demonizing them. People was like, "I'm never going to get a gun. I can't do it. Guns are only made to kill." Blah 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 blah. COVID hit. People was out here acting a fool. They was scared that marauders was going to come take their toilet paper. Next thing you know, people out here getting guns, and rightfully so, because we never knew where that shit was going to go. Right? It says there used to be a cliche of who the typical gun owner. I'm sorry. There used to be a cliche of who the typical gun owner changing really rapidly. Um, it must be a typo. And the largest growing sector of new gun owners are black women, and that's nationwide. He said, "Hey, that's what I'm talking about." According to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, gun sales for black Americans rose 58% in 2020. A year of rising racial tension, protests against police brutality, and unsettling increase in local crime and mass shootings. In 2021, the NSSF reported that there was an 87% increase in gun ownership among black women. If I had the Don DeMarco, I would give him the Don DeMarco. Add all of this together, and you had many women feeling they need to play more active role in protecting themselves. Hey, I agree. I agree. You know how I do. Jones says the women meet several times out the year. Watch the video. Well, it was a video, but I don't have my streaming software. I'm just going straight from the phone. But you know what? Good for those women, right? Good for those women. Ladies, listen. The police can't save you, right? Unless there's a police 10 feet away from you, maybe. But when you home and some dudes decide to come knock on your door, kick your door in, the police are minutes away, a lot of minutes away. I'll give you a little story. I was at work one day. My wife called and said it was a suspicious van sitting outside the house, tinted all the way out, white van. It was running. It was sitting there for a couple of hours. So I told her to call the police, right? I said, I'm on my way home. She said she was scared. She called the police. It took me 25 minutes to get home. And guess who ain't show up? The police. The police didn't show up. But thank goodness Cannon Hotep got a bunch of cannons. I told her to go to the safe, get her Glock 17, put one in the chamber. Anybody try that door, you put them down. Although she was scared, she knew what she had to do. And she was prepared to take business if she had to take business. You know what I mean? And I hope they win the government. They win. The government can get away with its BS. Oh, you talk. Oh, yeah, yeah. You're right. You talking about Malcolm X? Wayne there? Yeah. So after that, I took her. She started practicing shooting a little more. I bought a little 22 for the daughter. She got a 22 rifle and a 22 pistol, by the way. But yeah, you women. I'm a 310-pound man. I'm strong. You ain't fighting me off. If I decide I like you and I want you, and we're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way, you ain't fighting me off. But guess what's gonna fight me off? I'm pretty sure a couple of 9mm shells will back me up off you. I'm pretty sure a couple of 38s will back me up off you. I'm pretty sure a couple of 22s will back me up off you, right? But see, it shouldn't. What up, protocol? But understand this too, ladies. Don't just stop with the handgun. Learn a martial art. You know what I mean? Learn a martial art because you may have to fight the person off of you just so you can get to your firearm. You know, go do a Krav Maga class. Go do some jujitsu. You know what I mean? Some kind of grappling, some wrestling, something like that. You know what I mean? Um, just so you can defend yourself and get the person off you, so you can get to your firearm if you can't get to it. You know what I mean? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was created for the smaller person. It was created for the smaller person. Man, you said, nigga, you can't. Yo, that's one of my favorite episodes. Yo. That was one of the funniest episodes of Boondocks. If y'all ain't seen the Booty Warrior episode of Boondocks, y'all missing out. Anyway, um, but yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was made for the smaller person to have the upper hand on the bigger person. To use the bigger person's momentum against you. Judo, the same thing. You know, go take some martial arts classes. Also, just like these women here, they're training once a month. I think he said or something like that, or once a week in the article. Go do some training. Go do some training. It's not good enough just to have the firearm. Understand that you need to train with that firearm. See, a lot of women want handguns, right? They want these little cute little handguns that's painted like the Tiffany's box. You know what I mean? But guess what? That handgun, if you don't train with it, is easy to miss with. It's definitely easy to miss with. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people prefer rifles and shotguns because there's 4 points of contact and it's hard to miss with those. With a handgun, a bad squeeze of the trigger is going to send that bullet somewhere else. But you know what? Salute to these ladies. Salute to all you gun owning, gun loving women out there. I appreciate you. Keep taking your safety into account. Excuse me, I'm up here belching and stuff. Keep taking your safety into account. Keep taking your safety, uh, into your own hands. Because, like I said, and like the saying goes, when seconds count, the police are minutes away. Police are minutes away. Another story. I was sitting in Annapolis at some legend. I guess they were going over like a gun ban. They want to do a gun ban. They want to do a magazine ban and all this other shit. So this lady gets up there and she starts telling a story about how she had this crazy ex-boyfriend. He was threatening to kill her, all this other shit. She sent it to the state police. She put in her paperwork for her to concealed carry, and they drug their feet on this shit. She gets off of work. She was a nurse, right? What's up, reaction? She gets off of work. She's a nurse. Guess who waiting at her door? He rushes her in the door. He ends up shooting himself with his own gun or some shit like that. And he R-worded her and beat her for like an hour straight. Tied her up, but because he was bleeding out, he had to go. When he left, she was able to kind of shimmy herself out of the ropes and crawl to her door and open it and scream for help. And scream for help. You know what I mean? It was a sad story. I almost brought a tear to my eye, man. And the saddest part was that when she was telling the story, she got excited, like not like a good excited, but she got like emotional. And because she had a traumatic brain injury from the attack, like a severe brain injury from the attack, that because she got so what's the word emotional and excited that her brain essentially just shut off and she just went like blank, like she was talking and just stopped. And then she started talking again and then apologized because she said because of the nature of the attack and her brain injury, if she gets too worked up, uh, her fucking brain essentially just shuts off, and she has to wait until she can get herself back together. The shit was fucking sad, sad. All because and she had a restraining order on him. All because the state of Maryland drugged their feet on her gun permit. Where if she would have seen him at her front door like she did, she could have took action. So, ladies, you keep taking matters into your own hands. Fight that shit in court. Don't end up in the ground. Why do anti-2 errors misrepresent the fact that gun owners strive for reasonable use insofar as actively training? Like we gun owners don't understand responsible gun ownership because it's just a talking point for them. They count on like the average person that doesn't know anything about guns. They count on them being misinformed and dumb. And there's a lot of them out there that's like that. They can spread that misinformation and disinformation. Some people go, yeah, okay, that's right. You know what I mean? It's dumb. But I hope that the more common certain guns become, the more common gun ownership becomes, the harder it is for them to take the rights away from us. Remember that. So, ladies, you keep rumbling. Anyway, let's get on to the main story. Malcolm X's daughter to sue Charlie Indigo Alpha, Franklin Beverly Institute, and the New York police over assassination. Talking about the assassination of her dad. February 21st from Reuters. A daughter of Malcolm X, a civil rights activist assassinated 58 years ago to the day on Tuesday, has filed notices that she intends to sue the Franklin Beverly Institute and Charlie Indigo Alpha, as well as the New York City Police and others for his death. I don't want to butcher her name. Is it Elisa Sabaz? Accused various federal and New York government agencies of fraudulently concealing evidence that they conspired to execute their plan to assassinate Malcolm X. Uh, the New York Police Department said it would not comment on pending litigation. The FBI and the Charlie Indigo Alpha did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Uh, he was 39 years old when three men with guns shot him on stage as he prepared to speak at New York's Audubon Ballroom on February 21st, 1965. Shabazz, who was then 2 years old, was present with her mother and sisters. Soon after, some associates of Malcolm X said they believed various government agencies were aware of the assassination plan and allowed it to happen. Um, Talmaj Hayer, then a member of the Nation of Islam, confessed. One in the chat if y'all can still hear me. One in the chat if y'all can still hear me. One in the chat if y'all can still hear me. All right, cool. Shabazz notice of claims, which New York law requires to be served on certain government agencies before a lawsuit can be filed. Shabazz says she seeks $100 million in damages. The notices were served with the agency she intends to sue on Tuesday based on new information that only recently came to light, according to Ben Crump, her attorney. You know, Ben Crump is going to grift on this. Who said he intends to take depositions of government officials. It's not just about the triggermen. It's about who conspired with the triggermen to do this dastardly deed, Crump said at a news conference. So she got Benjamin Crump on the case. I agree with that statement that Benjamin Crump said. It's not just the triggermen, it's who sent the triggermen to do the deed. And I hope they win. Like my man AD said, I hope they win, right? You know, now we know that Martin Luther King family, they tried the same thing. We also know that Martin Luther King was taken out by the Redacted. Yep, protocol COINTELPRO. I mean, I said, why am I not surprised to see Crump out there? You know Crump going grift. Um, but I hope they win. I hope they win. It's sad. Like I said, you know that Martin Luther King's family did the same thing. We also know that the Redacted took Martin Luther King out. If you ain't read the book, The Plot to Kill King, go get that book. That book is really eye opening. Um, but he was taken, like he was too powerful, man. Malcolm X was too powerful. In some cases, I would argue that he was more powerful than Dr. Martin Luther King. Um, and I think they were afraid of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X really joining forces with each other and making some real change. Yeah, the MLK tapes are great too. I think they were afraid of them joining forces and making some real change. They had to get them both out the paint, you know. But with a lot of people like, well, how come Malcolm X ain't got no he ain't got no holiday? Because that'd be a slap in the face. Could you imagine the people responsible for your death turning around and giving you a holiday? You know what I mean? Giving you a holiday, basically the anniversary of when they offed you, and people celebrate the anniversary that you created of when you off that person. That shit is crazy. But I really hope they win, man, because the government needs to be held responsible for these coups. You know what I mean? Because it's not just Malcolm X. Like I said, it's Martin Luther King, right? Fred Hampton, right? Who else? Muammar Gaddafi. You know, there are a lot of and it does because it ain't just here in America. They do this shit abroad as well, and it's a sad fact of reality. It's a sad fact of reality. You know, now, I'm not going to say it was all of the Franklin Beverly Institute or the Charlie Indigo Alpha. We know that, yeah, Kennedy, exactly, Kennedy. Kevin Samuels, think Kevin Samuels was taken out? Yeah, you want to throw Kevin Samuels in there, let's say Patrice O'Neal started speaking the truth and he not here no more. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, right, Kevin Samuels was preaching that masculinity. Um, the thing about it is, guys, it's a handful of people that think they run the world that make shit like this happen. Remember that. Black folk didn't like it when I told them but all the stuff they practiced on us with MLK, um, X, and the Black Panthers, Malcolm X, and sorts they used on 45. Yeah, they always go to the playbook. They got the same play. They're not opposed to going and using the same play twice. Michael Jackson was taken out by the music industry, but I digress on that. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah. Um, I guess they needed these new revelations to come out in order to have a case to sue the federal government. Do I think they're going to win? I don't know. See, the thing is, the federal government ain't got nothing but time and resources. Now, do they settle and do they pay them out just to say they did something? But if they paid them out and they lose, it shows that they pulled off one of the biggest assassinations in Black history and in U.S. history. They get Kang. Somebody somebody put Queen. Somebody put Queen the Conqueror. Queen the Conqueror. I seen that shit on Instagram. That shit. I mean Twitter. That shit had me rolling. You know they like to emasculate the man, especially the black man. You know what I mean? You know how they do. That man been in a bunch of movies. He been in a whole lot of movies. You know what I mean? Shows and stuff like that. He owes somebody. They said it's time for your humiliation ritual. Yeah, I'm gonna review Creed 3. Hopefully, I can get Jay on board with it or somebody, and we can review it and have a little call-in show to see how people liked it when it comes out. But anyway, if they lose, then basically the American people are gonna find out, which they should already know, that the United States government pulled off the biggest assassination in U.S. history. Think about it. You had Kennedy, you had Martin Luther King, and you had Malcolm X. The thing is, I don't. They got time and resources. They're gonna fight that. They're gonna drag it out. I don't think she got enough money to deal with it. So Biden done tripped up Air Force One. Something just came across my Truth Social. Biden done bust his ass walking up Air Force One again in Poland. Goodness gracious. Didn't somebody just fall down Air Force One? Maybe it was Biden that fell down Air Force One and his ass done tripped back up again. Anyway. Well, look, guys, I got to get back to the grind. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll probably touch on the Malcolm X thing maybe a little more tonight. But if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. Please share this stream. If you want to donate, $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Uh, if you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how I'm doing. Or just say hello. The comments help the algorithm, which helps boost my channel. So help a brother out. Anyway, Cannon Hotep saying, be safe, stay strapped, and don't miss. All right.